Art house media is that which majorly breaks from the standards of storytelling and aesthetic conventions. It is often seen as existing for its own sake, or being pretentiously confusing, distancing itself from the average consumer on purpose and appealing only to an elite, prestigious brand of viewer. But what is an elite viewer besides one who has seen much and pontificated long on what they have viewed? A lifestyle best lent to by privilege, no doubt, but not characterized by it. Art house can be for anyone, but it is more likely to ask you to seek its meaning than it is to invite you directly to it, and to do otherwise would erase its purpose. To make more obviously inviting media would be to counteract some element of what it is intended to convey, thus losing some of the meaning to the winds forever. Better to perfectly communicate with whatever small group might appreciate it than to never express a certain feeling at all, right? A lot of art house media can be construed as slow, but oftentimes it is paced that way in the interest of being more complete. Take for instance the short film Running Man, directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri as part of the 1989 Labyrinth Tales compilation. Essentially, this is 10 minutes of watching one racer, dedicated long beyond the point of madness and self-destruction, annihilating everyone who stands against him in a brutal death race as his mind and body corrode into oblivion. It could be said that the plot of this film is very simple and straightforward, but the emotions are explored in incredible detail. Scenes of the protagonist's mad, suffering, berserk fury melting into a seemingly endless series of explosions convey a depth and severity of intensity which could not be felt without dwelling on it for quite so long and in quite so much detail. It may just be one emotion, one point being made by the film, but it is making that point as excruciatingly clear as it imaginably could. This is the opposite approach to a longer story which might attempt to condense as many ideas into as small of a package as they can, one which attempts to communicate madness in a few seconds or a few minutes as a piece of information relevant to the story, rather than the integral core of the story itself. We can understand this kind of madness in passing just by seeing it, but in Kawajiri's short film we feel it down to the core. It is so clear as to be confounding, as to make us ask ourselves what could have brought this about, why is this happening, how does the human mind break so hard that it crushes everything else around it? And the effect is captured so profoundly because it is a film by Yoshiaki Kawajiri. That too is the appeal of art house, intimate specificity. There is no one else who could have made this short film. It is deeply soaked in Kawajiri's personal style. There's the complicated, extreme features of his characters, which can display a brutality that most designs wouldn't even be capable of. His ability to stretch just past the boundaries of reality into something horrific, while remaining grounded enough to never escape the physical viscerality of his imagery. His color palette of stark contrasting neon lights and pitch-dark atmosphere. His predilection for quick but insanely brutal carnage that lights across the roof of your brain when you wince at it. And then of course the utterly captivating movement of the flames and explosions, presumed by Sakugaboru to have been animated by Shinji Otsuka. Becoming lost in these flames is when the beauty of understanding dawns on us. That it is all in service of being fucking awesome. That it is the pure desire to be fucking awesome that's driven all this madness to begin with. Art house media is perilously difficult to create. It requires both artists of obscene personal talent in creating unique ideas, as well as ballsy producers willing to roll the dice on creating something which will not even strive to appeal to the broadest possible audience. There is a hell of a lot of art house expression that only halfway makes it to the idea it's trying to convey, or doesn't even make it at all, or in which that idea was maybe never even that good, or was outside of the artist's particular skill set to truly capture. There are only a handful of master craftsmen alive and active in the arts at any given time, and with their passing may also go our entire connection to a set of feelings which only they knew how to convey. The value of said feelings may be in the eyes of the beholder, but it is both the most and the least valuable voices which fade just the same. Aside from all that, a big part of my personal love for art house is just in seeing things which I've never seen before. Some images resonate more than others, but anytime I witness a truly different image from any that I've ever seen is cause for excitement, in much the same way that mass education in public high schools could never teach you how to split the atom of a molecule. Consuming only mass media, which intends to reach as many people as possible, will never allow you to contact the individual elements of the human psyche which art house media can tap into. It might be harder to find things in this world which connect to you personally, but if you look hard enough, you might find media so oriented towards your specific mindset that they hold more meaning for you than anything else else you've ever seen. It's a time-consuming proposition that doesn't fit into everyone's lifestyle, but if you are in a position to explore Arthouse works and have an interest in doing so, then it's something which I would highly encourage. You never know what you might learn about yourself, others, and the world around you. Are you pining for the specific brand of art you've always known me for? Long-form analytical content about anime? Fear not. You are either watching this in the middle of a month where I'm about to put out an 80-minute analysis of the filmography of Makoto Shinkai, or you are living in a month where that already happened. So stick around and check that out, and head on over to my Patreon if you want to keep track with the crazy amount of content that I put out across all my channels and support me in continuing to do so. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.